Well, the Civic Center is the place to be this Friday night to hear the Lima Symphony Orchestra. Joining me today, we've got Maestro Crust, of course, music director at the orchestra, and thanks for coming today.
Always great to be here.
Okay, we were just joking. You said you've been telling a lot of people, yes, it's Friday night. So first of all, it is Friday night. You're hearing it correct, right?
It is Friday night. That's not our usual way of doing things, but this time we'll see you in the concert hall Friday night, and there will be no mink in the concert hall, in case anyone is worried about that.
Really? No, we're not going to have that. All right, so this is an interesting concert, past and present sounds. So what does that mean? Are we going to hear some old stuff and some new stuff, or what you guys doing this time?
Well, in our world of, symphony orchestras, old is old, like 1600s,
That's true.
But this is not actually that old. All of our music is from the 20th century or 21st century, but new sounds, present sounds, because we have two living composers, Valerie Coleman and Jocelyn Morlock. The first piece on the program is called Fanfare for Uncommon Times, and this was written in 2021. And it's I think, some of the best music reflects on the time in which we live. And this piece is a fanfare, not celebrating these unprecedented times necessarily that we're facing, but it's a kind of a call to action and a kind of support for all that we've been through in these past years as a world, as a country. Take that however you may. There are a lot of things going on.
Right.
So it's a response from Valerie Coleman to that, and it's a beautiful piece. It's really moving and full of rhythm. That features our brass section and percussion section. It sounds a lot like, well, rather it's inspired by Copland's Fanfare for the Common Man.
Okay.
In this case, a little bit different from modern times. So that's a great piece. And the other living composer is Jocelyn Morlock. She's a Canadian composer living in British Columbia. It's a beautiful minimalist piece, which is basically minimalism is taking short little ideas or different fragmentary ideas, and they evolve slowly over time, but it creates this gorgeous sort of shimmering sound. It's something you can really just fall into, and it's almost meditative, really colorful and interesting. But the heart of the program is the Howard Hanson Second Symphony. He was an American composer, and this symphony is called the Romantic Symphony, written in the 30s. It sounds like Hollywood, or rather Hollywood sounds like it.
Okay.
All of these film composers took this style, lush string melodies, beautiful brass writing. People like John Williams, early Hans Zimmer, people like that, they were inspired by this writing. So that's a gorgeous piece featuring the whole orchestra. And then we have a wonderful concerto, which is written by a very quirky composer named Friedrich Gulda. And he's an eclectic guy. He could play jazz, he could play Mozart. He also faked his death for marketing purposes.
Really? Wow.
So there's a lot to go into there. But because he was so eclectic, so is this piece. And we have rock and roll in the first half of the piece with literally a drum set and an electric guitar. And then we have waltzes and we have marches and all different styles, all of this showing the really insane virtuosity of my good friend Henry Shepard on cello, playing every style imaginable.
Right, yeah, and yeah, so he's the guest. Will he be playing in most of the pieces or just a couple of them?
He may join the orchestra for some of the other ones, but this that's the main piece he's going to be doing is that solo work. And there's a big, long cadenza, which is a solo without the orchestra. Part of it's improvised. So we'll see what he's going to add in, hopefully something Ohio-related, since he actually studied in Cleveland.
Oh, that's very cool, very cool. You talked about playing pieces by living artists. Is that hard for them to break through and to get orchestras like the Lima Symphony Orchestra to play, or is it becoming popular now to pick some of those pieces instead of the old ones?
I will say it's definitely more popular because it's important, because, everybody needs support. There are so many artists throughout time that were not supported until they were dead, right? And Beethoven was once a living composer. So also, these are both female composers, which back in the time of Beethoven, they were subjugated and not allowed to even exist most of the time. So today, obviously, we were righting those wrongs, but it's not only about that. It's just about, I found two great composers whose music I wanted to celebrate.
Right, yeah. Good for us. All right, so get your tickets now, right, for Friday? Still some available?
Absolutely, but it's coming up soon.
Right, it certainly is this Friday. All right, 7:30 at the Civic Center. And real quick, you'll be at the library mornings with Maestro, meet the cello player at 10:30 at the Lima Public Library.
That's right.
All right, thanks for coming today. Good to see you.
Thank you very much.
All right, don't go away. We'll take a look at the weather forecast next.